welcome back to my channel. Welcome to What Are We Cooking Today? Well, I am still in a mess here, as you can probably see behind me. Everything is all over everywhere. There's boxes on the floor, that box back there, back here, no, back there, is everything from under the sink because they'll be putting plumbing in, and also a new sink. The plumbers are supposed to be here on Tuesday. So in the meantime, I'm actually making this at the kitchen table because there's not a whole lot of clear counter anywhere for me to use. So anyway, I'm going to be doing a very simple dessert today. It's so simple that it won't take more than 10 minutes, but we'll see. But I wanted to tell you a little story. I'm cleaning out under the counter, under the kitchen cabinet, under the sink. And I see these little black things, and I'm thinking I've got some kind of bug. So I called a bug company to come in and identify it. I was a little worried of termites, although I live in a brick building, a brick house. However, you know, the inside of a brick house is still wood. So I had him come in, and he came in, and I showed him where I had found these. I found them in 2 or 3 places, and he said, they're not bugs, they're mouse droppings. Hello, I have company. Well, I'm not surprised because I've heard many of my neighbors have mice occasionally. And this is a 1950s house, so you know there's lots of little nooks and crannies and cracks and crevices that it doesn't take very big for a mouse to get in. Now, I had this fellow go through, he went through the attic and everything, and he did come out and he said he could see where they could go in the little brick mortars in the back, and they'd go around and seal all those brick mortars for me and seal up all the possible entrances, which I think was a little bit wishful thinking, because I don't think you could ever block up all the entrances. And he'd do it for $3,300. So there you go. So guess what? He's not going to do it. I hate to really trap to kill. They've got to have some place to live too. I just don't want them necessarily to live with me. But what I would like to do is to find something that makes the house less attractive. So if any of you have any experience with disenfranchising a mouse or mice, I don't know. I have to tell you, I have a cat who has no interest in the mouse whatsoever, if there is one even in here now. Probably was in during the winter time to keep warm. It's getting warmer now, so they may have gone back out to find their regular food supply. But anyway, if any of you have any good ideas of, is there something like, I've heard there were some smells that they don't like, and so in the meantime, I'm just going to plod on, and hopefully one won't run across my toes. And so let's get busy and make our fancy dessert today. We're going to make a peach pie dessert. 2 ingredients. One of them is peach pie filling, and the other one, cinnamon rolls. So I'm going to take you down to the table and we'll put this together. Okay, now it says to preheat the oven according to the can of cinnamon rolls, and my can says to preheat the oven to 375. So that's what I'm doing right now. And now I'm going to open these. Which is the hardest part of any of this, I think. Don't want the paper in the pie plate. It says to use a baking sheet. I'm going to use a pie plate because it'll be easier to store when we're finished with this than the sheet pan. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, that's open. More paper in the pie plate. Okay, spray the pie plate. And these are just the regular standard, I don't know if this is I forgot to look. Is this a, I don't think they're name brand. I think it's store brand. Okay, and I've got the frosting in there. We'll use that later. I'm going to put these around. And we're going to squish them down a little bit. Kind of push them together. I'm going to try to fix these little holes if I can. I don't think, it doesn't say, it just says to squish them down. Okay? We're squished. Then I have a can of Simply peach pie filling, and I'm simply going to dump it on top. It'll soon be peach season. My son and his wife have a nice peach tree, and they get lots of peaches off of it. So this might be something they can do, making their own peach pie filling. Peach pie filling is just peaches, water, sugar, and a little cornstarch just to thicken it up. So that's it, folks. That's all she wrote. We're going to put this in the oven. As soon as it beeps that it's preheated, and we're going to cook it for 30 minutes. We want to give the biscuits time to really cook on the bottom so that they're not doughy. So that wasn't too difficult, was it? And it's called 2-ingredient peach pie dessert. It has about a 5-minute prep time, it says, which is true. Okay, and once it comes out, we're going to drizzle the icing over it. So I'll be back when I take it back out of the oven. Sounds like it's going to be good. Well, here it is, right smack out of the oven. I'm going to let it set for just a minute or so before I add the frosting to it, because it's so hot now, I'm not sure if that would just kind of, well, let me see. I did put this in the microwave for about 7 seconds, just to get it pourable. Oop. Now I will have to let it set, because I couldn't begin to touch it right now. It is like molten peaches. So I'll be back in a few minutes after it's had a chance to cool enough that I can get a taste test. Looks like it's delicious. Back in a second. Okay, I put it back in the oven because the very middle of it, the cinnamon rolls are still not done. But I got the outside edge here, and we're going to give it a taste. cinnamon roll and the peach. That is wonderful. It's a nice combination. But I bet it's a good another 15 minutes before the middle section is done. That is very good. And I will let you know in the description down below or at the very end of this video how long I had to cook it. Boy, once you get that cooked, it's going to be wonderful. I mean, what I ate was cooked. It's just the center that is still doughy. So we're going to get it undoughy. I'll let you know how long it took, but give it a try. It's delicious. Sorry, but it's delicious. See you in a bit. Well, I did cook it, as you saw when I put it on the screen, for a good 40 minutes. And that did take care of cooking the middle. So that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you do give it a try. I was very impressed for 2 ingredients. Now you could use a different pie filling, I guess, if you didn't care for peach. But I love the combination of the cinnamon roll with the peach. It was really tasty. So give it a try, and I will see you again soon. I'm not sure when they come Tuesday, they'll be working in my craft room because that's where they have to run the water across the ceiling somehow to get from one side of the kitchen to the other for the refrigerator. So I'm not sure if it'll even be available for me to use to work in for a few days. So I'll see you again shortly. Until then, everybody play nice now. Love ya. Bye-bye.